Introductory webinar for the Student Action on Saskatchewan Water Attitudes Competition. My name is Ashley Arkan, and I am the Education Programs Assistant. Also here with me is Nicole Hancock.
Hi everyone, this is Nicole Hancock. I am the Executive Director of Safe Drinking Water Foundation. I believe the two teachers who are on the webinar already know me, so it's great to see you here and we're excited to launch the competition.
I'm here to go over the competition outline and what this year's competition entails. The Safe Drinking Water Foundation is very excited to be holding this competition for schools in Saskatchewan. Here is the outline for the things we'll be going over today, and you can ask questions at any point if there's something that is unclear or want to know more about. So we will be going about us, about yourselves, the student action competition, who can compete and why you should participate, the things you will have to do for the competition, such as identifying water issues in your community, what is a survey, who you can survey, informing the community, what does your information tell you, creating a report, future webinars we will be having, acknowledgements, and questions along the way. So the Safe Drinking Water Foundation has been a registered charity since 1998. Since then, we have been actively focused on water quality issues in Canada. Since 2001, the Safe Drinking Water Foundation has been providing schools with the materials and support necessary to educate young Canadians about water quality issues through its distribution of water education kits. For more information, you can visit our website, safedrinkingwater.org, and it will tell you all about our site and our goals and our mission. Just to let you know, we will be recording this webinar as well. Are there any questions so far? If you have any questions, myself or Nicole will be able to answer them. So if you want in the chat, you can type in what grades you teach and see what other grades are represented here today, such as K to 4, 5 to 8, or 9 to 12. So we have some 5 to 8.
And Pike Lake School accidentally chatted that to me privately, so I'll just say that they are grades K to 4.
You can also type the name of your community in which your school is located. So student action on Saskatchewan water attitudes involves investigating, educating, and reporting on a water issue in the community and rural area of the school. The first 10 schools which registered received or will receive sponsored Operation Water Drop kits. It's an excellent idea to use these kits soon to have background information about Saskatchewan's tap water quality, guidelines for Canadian drinking water quality. This competition is open to K to 12 students across Saskatchewan, and it must take place in Saskatchewan. The prizes will include a water bottle filling station for your school, a commemorative plaque, and possibly additional water testing kits or reusable water bottles. Here is the competition outline. It will include topics, surveys, informing the community, report, prizes, and webinars. So here is the survey part. You can create a sample group, and students will be surveying the community and developing an understanding of the knowledge their community has on a particular water issue. So you can ask your friends and family questions to create a sample community about a particular issue, and Once you have decided on an issue to study, you can see how much your community knows about that issue already, and that'll help you develop questions to ask. And afterwards, you follow up with the same questions after you've informed the group to see how big a difference you have made. You'll be educating the community by creating educational-based material on your survey results. So, for example, if you want people to conserve water, you can give tips on how to do that by cutting down the time they take a shower. And after your initial survey, you will go to your community and teach them what you think they need to know about how they can be part of the solution. So educational material can be things like a handout, posters, PowerPoints, bookmarks, whichever you like to get the word out about your topic that you have chosen. There will be a follow-up survey to give the community to determine how their attitudes have changed on the subject afterwards. The follow-up survey will have very similar questions to the first survey, and this will show you how things have changed, maybe how people have changed on the particular water issue or what they have done, and how the actions on the problem you're facing as well. Follow up, there will be a report. Your class will create a report that presents what you've learned from the problem you chose and what you did to help fix it. So things such as informing your community. The report will be submitted. We have set a tentative date due for February 2019, and it will be reviewed by our panel of judges as well as ourselves. The Safe Drinking Water Foundation will be marking the objective criteria, and the panel of judges will be marking the subjective criteria. We will provide information on exactly what will need to be in the report. This webpage has a list of information you will need to submit your final report, so you can check it out at safewater.org/student action competition. Based on the report, the judges will determine the winners of the grand prizes. So the grand prize, as said before, will be a water bottle filling station and a plaque and others. So here is some pictures of a school that has won a previous student action competition. Does anyone have any questions? You can talk about any questions, or you can type them into the chat. All right, move forward. So if you're wondering how to discover an issue, you can follow your water supply from source water to wastewater and think of all the inputs and outputs. And RBC Blue Water Project survey found that few Canadians know where their water actually comes from. Students can raise awareness about where their community's water comes from. You can have a look at local bodies of water and consider their uses. Contact environmental groups or watershed authorities in your area to get more information. And questions to ask could be, do you see people around you wasting water, leaving the tap on when they brush their teeth, taking too long of showers, and things like that? So just thinking about how people use the water or misuse the water. You can discuss any ideas you think you have with us. So you can think about a water issue that exists in Saskatchewan, where your water comes from, what happens to it before it comes into your house and after it leaves. So the process of cleaning the water and delivering it to your house, or afterwards with water treatment plants. It's not limited to drinking water issues, so you can just find other water issues. Water issues more prevalent due to climate change, such as flooding. Here's a picture of flooding in Toronto, Canada. something like flooding, like what causes the flood and how do communities control excess runoff are some things to think about. So an option to make impermeable, like making a broken up basketball court to a school garden. It would be water cannot get through pavement, so it takes a lot longer to get absorbed into the soil. Potential investigation to get rid of paved areas or use material that lets water through. Water use. Did you know the average Canadian uses 329 liters of water per day? About 60 to 65% of the water used in family homes is used in the bathroom, such as flushing the toilet. Questions you can ask yourself is how much water your family uses and what are some ways you can control the amount of water that you use. You can check the water meter in your house to see how much water you use and how much compared to how much water you save. So uses can include things like doing the dishes, running your dishwasher, taking long showers, flushing the toilet, washing your hands, using water for cooking. Potential projects for it are turning off the tap water when you brush your teeth, taking shorter showers, not watering your lawn, washing your car at a car wash versus at home. All of these things can be measured to see how much water you can save with a change in attitude. So for energy consumption, large urban areas require a lot of clean drinking water. This means that water treatment plants have to use a lot of energy to make water safe. You can think about how energy use affects our environment or in your area. It may be possible to figure out how much energy is required to treat and distribute a liter of water. If you reduce water use, it will save energy, which might mean less pollution in the air. Contaminated water sources. So some questions to think about are, what are some causes of water pollution? Who uses water before it comes to your home? And what needs to happen for the water to be drinkable? So things, as said before, would be going through a water treatment plant before it comes to your home, and what happens to the water after it leaves your home. Does anyone have any questions so far about anything? If you do, you can either use your audio to talk to them, or you can use the chat and ask some questions as well. Okay, so our next webinar will focus on how to conduct surveys and who to survey. It is set for October 29th at 1 p.m. If this doesn't work for you, then you can email us and let us know a time that does. Recordings of the webinars will be available in case there is a day that you cannot attend or if something comes up. And if anyone has any questions about the student action competition, you can ask us, or you can also visit our website at safedrinkingwater/student action competition for more information. So here is our contact information. If you have any questions at any point after this webinar, or would you like the opportunity to chat about your project ideas, or anything like that, you can contact myself, Ashley, or Nicole at our Safe Drinking Water Foundation site or through phoning us. If you need any help at anything, we can do so. Okay, so if anyone has any questions, they can ask, but thank you all for joining us. This project this competition has been funded by RBC, and we are very excited to hold this competition for schools and to see what you guys come up with. If there's no more questions or anything like that, then we can end here.